All right, it's time. Welcome, everybody. Oh. Good morning, everybody. We got to start. It's okay. 7. Good morning. Hello and welcome. It's time to start. Good morning. We can catch up right afterwards. So go ahead and find a spot to come back to yourself and step onto your right road and come home. Go ahead and start with just some big intentional breaths and just allow that sound to settle you in, to bring you back. To come home to this tending to this present moment. Taking a moment to just remember the importance of what you're doing. The importance of this, taking this time to each morning, like reboot our software system back to what is most important, to what we're doing here, and just being here. Each breath just settling. And you're anchored to this present moment, or what reminds you to come home. It can be your breath, it can be your soundscape, it can be sensation in your body. Remembering that it's not about the staying, it's about coming home again and again when we do drift off, because that's what we are going to do in this sitting practice, because that's what human minds do. And it's in this practice of stillness recognizing we don't have to run around and tend to all of these thoughts that we're having. We can just let them be and watch them. And whether we want them to or not, they keep flowing in and out. Thoughts, emotions, sensation. And there's a stillness and a watcher behind all of that. Coming home to that. just in the remembering. I was carried away. Just in that space is where our brain is making changes, shifting from fight or flight to rest, relax, respond rather than react. And rather than resisting, we just let be. Your own exploration and curiosity. What happens when you don't run around trying to fix or change? You don't scratch the itch. You don't get up when everything inside of you wants to move. What happens? Curiosity. And in your next breath, start scanning your body from top to bottom, from side to side, from front to back, just every cell in your body as is. What is here? What we are doing is getting to know, setting down judgment and the need to fix and change, and just getting to know. Intimacy with each part of us, so intimacy with your body in this moment. Numbness, tingling, warm, cold, tension, ease, whatever's here. Getting to know and setting down judgment. And then ask your body, your body's wisdom, what do you want or need today? Our body has the capacity to know, to be well, to heal, more than anyone outside of us could ever know. Tapping into and listening into your body's wisdom. And take a couple breaths of giving back to your body for all that it does. Giving back with gratitude, just reminding yourself your body, all of the things that you're grateful for this miracle that you get to carry through this life. All of the giving that our body does, this is a giving back. Just thank you and allow that to just steep in your body and notice what it feels like in your body. Even just moments of as is enoughness. What does that feel like? And then let your next breath be a gift and an act of love to your body. Just breathing in whatever your body needs. Breathing out and softening whatever your body wants to let go of. And shifting your awareness into what you're feeling in this moment. Your feeling self has its own wisdom. And that our feelings are messages from our emotional self. What feelings are here in this moment? Naming them. Getting to know where they show up in your body. That our body holds each one of our emotions somewhere. And asking the wisdom of your emotional self, what do you want or need today? Whether it's seeing, pausing, expression of any kind. Whatever you want or need today, emotional self, I intend to follow through. And then just a couple breaths of thank you, recognizing our gift of being able to feel all of our emotions. The gift of being able to be our childlike self. And then another big, expansive breath, breathing in and out from your heart space. And shifting your awareness into your thinking mind, your intellect. And just watch your thoughts for a moment. Be the watcher of whatever is happening in your intellect in this moment. Watching the screen of your thoughts or listening into the radio. What's the state of your intellect in this moment? Asking the wisdom of your intellect, what do you want or need today? Your intellect loves to plan, even to remember and learn from our past. That we can allow time for that as an act of love. Making lists. What will bring ease today? What will help? Working together. And then taking a couple breaths of gratitude for your intellect, all the hard work that it does. What does gratitude feel like? It happens to your intellect with thank you. And then when you're ready, tending to settling into your spiritual self through your breath. Shifting your body so you're coming home to your self. Our soul, the seat of unconditional love. And ask your wisdom, your love. What would you have me know today? Remembering that sometimes our spirit, our soul, speaks in things other than words, and so we just trust whatever comes up. Feelings, images, whatever it is. And from this place, whole and held, body, emotional self, intellect, spirit, and welcome back in this present moment, whole, ready to take on this day, another opportunity to spread love, to live from your purpose. And your purpose, not in the big picture of purpose, but your purpose in this moment, your purpose for this day. Only our spirit knows the answer to that. So when we try to find the answer with our intellect, often it just creates more worry and stress and more to do. Just trusting that this place inside of us knows our purpose in each moment. We have a couple minutes. If you have to go, I will see you tomorrow. But I really am wanting to share what I just read. I think it's super exciting. It's called the homunculus, and they actually call this part of our brain the homunculus. And you're not going to probably be able to see it great, so I'll probably have to send an email about it later. But here it is, and it's the map of how we sense our body and how we move our body. And those are actually drawn in proportion to the part of our brain that feels those parts and moves those parts. So that's a movement and that's a sensation. So you see like the face is big and the biggest part, and it's not even in order. You see like the hand, how the hand is about the same size as the face, and then everything else is so much smaller because there's that part of our brain that has that much space to sense those parts of our body and then to respond. Like it's a really tiny space for like our middle back, but like it's almost a quarter of our brain that is dedicated to our hand and our face. So it's just so interesting to me. And this was done, they said, the first person who drew this out and accurately drew this out was like from the 40s and 50s. And he did brain surgeries, they said, on thousands of patients. It's like 12,000 patients. There's something crazy. I think that's more than that, but I mean, that was more than what it said, but it's 1,200 conscious patients. So people who are awake and speaking open brain surgery and would touch parts of their brain to figure this mapping out. And he had to do these surgeries because they were people who had like intractable seizures, so they weren't able to even function in the world. So he was doing this to help save them, but at the same time map this out. And something that I'm only partially through this chapter, so I'll bring it more of it as I'm reading it. But one thing that is so interesting is that they looked at the brains of people who taxi drivers who had years of experience in downtown London, and they looked at their brains compared to the people who are just taking the test to be able to be. You have to be able to know like certain amounts of the, the names of the streets and where they are and all that to be able to do it. And looked at these two different groups of people and their brain. And the posterior hippocampus of the experienced taxi drivers was significantly bigger than in the people who are just starting out. And that's the part that is responsible for like spatial awareness. And it grew a part of their brain in charge of spatial awareness by being familiar with this. And so what it's talking about is like same thing with our bodies, that our body is so much infinitely more complicated than the downtown streets of London. And those through this body scan, we are developing the parts of our brain that know our body, that get to know our body. And that's how we can create this like knowing of what is happening in our body and what our body needs, is by tending to through this body scan. And we can do this all day long when we have a space, when we stand in line, that we can start using spaces in our day as a gift. Like, yay, this light is taking forever, I can do a body scan. And that we're developing the part of our brain that can know our body, that can heal our body. We can't heal something that we are not even aware of, that our mind and I, like, that I am even aware of, but like that our actual brain has grows. And then another really quick thing is like when somebody loses either a limb or a sensation, like when somebody loses their hearing, they say people who are blind can hear way better. And that's actually, they actually can see that in their brain, that this whole part that was in charge of something else, now something else will go into that space. So the part of their brain that was responsible for sight shrinks down, and then the part of their brain that is responsible for hearing grows and takes over the space in the skull that was occupied by sight. So this we can change our brain through what we are tending to or what we are using more often. So that's to me, that is profoundly exciting, because what we're doing here is like right now we're tending to the part of our brain that is responsible for rest, for contemplation, for emotional regulation, for all of those things. And that part of our brain is growing, and we're going to be a different mechanical being moving through that. Like just our software system is going to be different than someone who doesn't sit, or for ourselves, for the me that didn't sit, that didn't do that. My brain is different now, and so I'm able to show up with a different tool set, not even just like spiritually or emotionally, but actually different hardware that is going to be able to be with people and tend to emergencies and show up when I need to show up. That is super exciting to me. The science stuff, I get so like, ooh, give me all of it. So thanks for being here, you guys. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. So great to see you and be with you. Love you.